Chud done.
Chud the Builder is making an appearance in a Nashville courtroom. Dalton Eatherly faces 3 misdemeanor charges stemming from a May incident. A judge denied Eatherly's release today, citing violent posts he's made on social media. Eatherly also faces separate felony charges in Montgomery County for a shooting investigation.
A hard coat, knock upon your front door. When your ass attack like cancer, burn your condo down. Let my pen drop, don't hear sound.
And straight like that, we back. How everybody doing out there in the world? Hope everyone doing well, doing swell. As for me, myself, now I could complain, but I'd rather just keep it to myself, man. Now, let's talk about a young man that can't be doing too well out here in the world anymore. You dig what I'm saying? Last couple of months for this fella has been tremendously tough. Yeah, let's just put it that way. A young Chud, Dalton Eatherly, the third. Let's not leave that out. Let's put his whole full government in there. You understand me? Yeah, man, this is a local PSA, you know what I mean? A real-time update, you understand what I'm saying? As to the plight of one Chud, you know what I mean? We all know Chud was locked up here at this point about a month ago, stemming from an attempted murder. Yeah, he tried to get him a body out here, and they gonna deal with him up there in Tennessee. But he went outside with his normal tactics. He happened to come across a young man that was a prior Army veteran suffering from PTSD. He wasn't having a day of it. He went to approach Chud as Chud approached him with the chimpery and the niggertry. You dig what I'm saying? A fight ensues. The scary faced Chud pulls out his pistol, shoots the young man twice, and in the midst of shooting the man, also shot himself. That's what landed him in jail, right? Boom. Since that time, they gave him a $1.25 million bond that he cried thoroughly about. Couldn't raise those funds. They lowered it down to $1 million. He still had no one to come in. Apparently, Duel, this gambling website trying to make a name for itself, stood in the fire, said that they were up the money. Well, judge ruled that those are gambling proceeds. Gambling proceeds will not be used in the state of Tennessee to get such a vile son bitch out of jail. You dig what I'm saying? So X-nay that. The likes of Aiden Ross chose to not participate. Then you had the fat, slovenly 57-year-old, 26-year-old Alex Rosen.
Would you state and spell your name for Madam Court or Madam Court Reporters, I should say?
Yes, Alex, A-L-E-X, and last name is Rosen, R-O-S-E-N.
To get on the case. He said he was putting 150 bands up. Chud is still in jail. You dig what I'm saying? No amount of grifting. No amount of shit post content. You dig what I'm saying that y'all trying to get out of this will sway the judge and not rock with him for it, man. Because usually in these times, you know, if you look back at the Carmelo verdict, the Rick Chow verdict, man, a lot of times these judges and juries do not go in our favor. But so far, the judge in this case, and I guess the prosecution, are doing a good job of keeping Chud the animal. You dig what I'm saying? He's a pure animal, pure chimp out, low IQ individual. They're doing a great job of keeping him off the streets and away from the most civilized folks out here. You understand what I'm saying? And so we have another update. You understand? He tries to go to court here in the last couple of days to get an update and see if he was going to be able to get out. And let's see how that went for Chud.
Happening now, the controversial online streamer known as Chud the Builder is making an appearance in a Nashville courtroom. Dalton Eatherly faces 3 misdemeanor charges stemming from a May incident at Bob's Steak and Chop House inside the Omni Hotel. Investigators say Eatherly live streamed inside the restaurant after staff asked him not to, then refused to pay. Eatherly also faces separate felony charges in Montgomery County for a shooting investigation. During Eatherly's court appearance, one investigator on the stand recalled the shooting.
Shots were shown to be fired prior to them hitting the ground.
Shots are being shown to have been fired prior to that?
Yes.
And how do we know that?
I can see, or in the courthouse video, it shows the casing ejecting from the firearm. It also shows the ricochet off the concrete planter.
Okay.
Prior to them hitting the ground.
So Mr. Fox hadn't been hit at that point, correct? If you're seeing a ricochet in one casing.
I would assume so.
The judge denied Eatherly's release today, citing violent posts he's made on social media. Eatherly is also facing a $1 million bond in the Montgomery County case.
Denied is the word for the day. That's what I'm going to put in the thumbnail. Denied. Yeah, Chud Dalton. I almost called him Chud. That's a new one. Chud Dodd. It's so wild how they using Chud the Builder for his name, bro. They don't usually call people by their moniker, don't they? They making complete fun of it. But you just heard it there. The bond for being a utter dirtbag, broke shit, not want to pay for your food, want to do a dine and dash. That's what he did. A dine and dash at the tune of $400. Understand what I'm saying? He was on probation for that when he went out here in these streets with his pistol and assaulted in the cell a young black man out here. You did what I'm saying? That's what he did, and he got him a $1 million bond for that. Even if if you read between the lines, you know what's going on. Even had he come up with the money to pay that $1 million bond, your ass is still sitting in the slammer. Yes, sir. Keep that. They'd have paid him. You picture this. He walked to the counter. He did what I'm saying. They'd have swiped his card or something, and put it into the system, just the money paid. Then they would have immediately turned him around, walked his ass back inside them gates. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, now this one here, I don't know who you gonna call about this. You can't call Ghostbusters. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no bail company. Ain't no bun on this one, cuz you gotta sit this one out. To judge feel like, yeah, he feel like dealing with you. That's basically what that is. You just sitting here, the judge feel like he's ready to entertain what you got going on. And that is what judges should just put down in this case. Because there's a lot of people out there, clamoring, trying to put together some kind of, but judge made it really hard on them, man. The $100,000 in cash that they need, there's not one company that's gonna come with that much, and they tried to spread it out over 10 companies, and then the judge said, no, I'm not gonna allow you all to get into the bail bondsman business. But you doing with business with all of these different people, you may as well be a bail bonds business. And it's just too many tentacles to be involved with such a character. I cannot be sure about what he's going to do when he gets out. If he gets out and violates it, and then everybody's out of that money. And I'm not about to set people up for that failure when it's already obvious that this guy wants to turn this into another piece of content. You dig what I'm saying? So we're going to keep him in here so we can monitor him and keep a close eye on him. He's probably comfortable around all of these jocks and jock straps, you understand what I'm saying? And then for him being a person that violated his probation thing, he bigger than the program, we gonna say, let's just put that one on the sit in jail order. Yeah, we gonna keep him in there. Cause it might be some people trying to cook up some shit, man. Juneteenth is on the way. You understand what I'm saying? They might try to get him out right here before Juneteenth and put him on the ape costume. And so I ain't no telling. Duel probably got a list of responsibilities for him if they were to get him out, be successful in their efforts. You dig what I'm saying? But me just doing a public service announcement just to the people, to the diaspora. This is one less Chud. Not that we worried about it, you understand, but this is just an instance where we see the criminal justice system working in a way that we can be proud of. You understand what I'm saying? And I thought it was my responsibility to bring this to my people. And with that, it's been straight like that. I'm out.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. The Jack Travis, Lord Dungeon Dragon, spit